Oh boy, here we go. Orb on the Movements of the Earth, episode 12.
そうですか。それは娘さんには言いづらいですね。
It would be, and we probably know something you don't.
用がないようだけに言えないままずるずる。
I spare her from the worst elements of this job, like the paperwork.
その手紙曰く、ある日街で偶然拾った日記に暗号がびっしり。
Yeah, I learned I had it wrong. It was actually Piest's book.
内容のほとんどは高度な宇宙論の話。
And that's a big no-no. That makes the bishop very unhappy.
悪いことに差出人の身元が書いてなかった。まあこういう場合、地道に情報を集めていくしかない。
Man, it was him. It was Baldini's colleague, right?
ちょっと見せてもらっていいですか？いや、疑ってるわけじゃないんですよ。
Hope we have a backup research thing here. He's so good at this. He's so good at this like double thing. I'm your friend and I'm also probably gonna kill you, but don't worry.
もちろん構いませんよ。
That's the only correct answer, yes. I'm sure we have plenty, right? We just have so many things that are innocuous. Or maybe, but then he's planning on fighting him in the shack.
だいぶ散らかってますね。
It's very humble.
すいません。
So dark. So dark. Hard to see.
どう
Don't
ですか？
emotionally lead him.
これは問題ないですね。
I wonder how good his reading of astronomy is, astrology. He probably doesn't know it at all. Or does he? I mean, on the one hand, I don't think he's interested. On the other hand, he's very committed to his work.
お手数をおかけしましたね。
I guess he has enough of a rudimentary knowledge to assess it.
すべて大丈夫そうですね。
Except for this thing, which I was saving for this last moment, to give you one last moment of peace before I drop the hammer on you. Oh, this thing. Oh no. That was just a bad accident. Oh god. Yes, Nanda demo. Even despite myself, I was hoping that there was a way out of this. Episode 12. Heliocentrism is my faith. He's seen that before. He's been involved in this since the beginning. We know that Badeni can fight, because he killed his friend. No, no. They don't know, but I know. He's never been more convinced of their heresy. I mean, the two of them could take him alone. You gotta stop, like, being so overt. Yeah, time to leave now.
私は明日か明後日にはここを出る。
Now, today, tonight.
書類を隠してたとはいえ、あんなに簡単に帰ってくれるとは。
Well, I think he actually left fast because he got exactly what he wanted already. He just did it very quickly.
そのネックレス。
They have no way of knowing.
これがなんだ？
There's the legacy there.
前の仕
Came
事で
directly
異端者を
from
移送したことがあって、
said heretic.
そのネックレスはもともと
Guess who was there that day? But Danny, you'll never guess. What a coincidence.
ノバクさんだったんです。
Which is right. Now you get it. Now you get it, right? Bye. Let's go now.
来たんですが、その時異端からそのネックレスを
He's already outside the door right now.
あと1時間以内に準備しろ。
You have 5 minutes.
すぐにここを出るぞ。
He's outside the door. You have no time.
大丈夫だろうが、一応最悪を想定して動いた方がいい。
You're not assuming bad enough.
謝罪はいい。
Stop talking so loudly too. He just heard the whole confession. No, he actually left. That's amazing.
では地下通路を使って厩舎へ行け。
Yeah, we built a tunnel. That's right.
自分の目的地へ向かうんだ。
Great move.
書類が燃え尽きるのを見届けたら、手紙を一通書いてここを出る。
It's cutting it too close, man.
動く世界でまた会おう。
The world does turn now. It's pretty crazy what they've been through together. Very unlikely allies.
まあ仮に危険がなくとも残さないがな。
But he wants credit for it.
最初に言った通り、
Right.
あくまで私の独占が重要だ。ミス誰かに情報は渡さん。
I feel like he will change his mind about that at some point.
今更文句があるのか？
いえ、そんな。
Forget that Oxy was a killer before all this started. He's such a sweet guy.
あまり他人を排除しすぎると間違いに気づきにくくなるのでは。それは研究にとって良くないんじゃ。
I feel like it's almost there to what he actually wants to say, though he's right.
ピャスト博は誤差や手間のある現状の宇宙像に疑問を持って新しい宇宙を見つけようとしたんですよね。そして実際精度が高いものを作った。
The PS thing is so scary because he honed in so well on something that just wasn't great. How do you know about any given matter you're not doing this? You're not going to some insanely deep level of the wrong track. What seems more likely is that everyone is doing this, at least in some way.
俺たちとピャスト博に
So maybe the answer is
どれほどの差があるんでしょう
grounding
か
it, not just allowing your intellectual vacuum to spiral off
計
into
算で
space.
誤差を競うことはできる。でも確かな証拠がない以上、最後の最後、本当に地動説が真理だとは誰も断言できない。だとしたら、ピャスト博と俺たちに大した差はない。
Interesting.
自らが間違ってる可能性を肯定する姿勢こそが、学術とか研究には大切なんじゃないかってことです。
I feel like Oxy's argument is actually a lot more personal and human, but he's reaching Bedeni through Bedeni's value system of information seeking. You are fallible, Bedeni, and that's why actually I am your best friend. And we belong together. It's okay to love again. This is so cool. I forgot for a second that we're in grave danger right now.
されないなら、それは信仰だ。信仰の尊さは理論や理屈を超えたところにあると思いますが、それは研究と住み分けられるべきでは。
I mean, yeah, this is a very reasonable argument.
隠すとか任せるとか一見聞こえはいいですけど、実際他人が自分の思い通りに受け継ぐかなんてわからない。
Right.
それどころか思いもよらない反論をされる可能性もあるわけで。
Yep, could all be nothing.
でも実はむしろ反論や訂正をされることが託すことの本質というか
he's got it.
それこそ信徒にとっての異端者が天動説にとっての地動説がそういう他者が引き起こすねじれが現状を前に向かわせる希望なのかもしれないって
This is very interesting and not
思ったんです。
at all what you'd expect from, you know, a dumb peasant commoner.
もちろん地動説はやばいから簡単に他人に教えるわけにはいかないですが。
I think you should write a book, Oxy.
その話は大変危険だ。
しかしこれはさっきも言った通り研究姿勢の話であって進行上の危険は
研究姿勢だからだ。
What's your objection?
その姿勢を研究に採用してしまうと、我々は目指すべき絶対真理を放棄することになる。
How do you figure?
未完成の海を漂い続ける。その悲劇を我々に受け入れろと。
I think Oxy sort of answered this though, in that there's something with your premise. The judgment of how good or bad you think that thing is or what it means to you does not at all reflect the truth of it. It just is what it is. And if you find that tragic, I don't know what to tell you. Though this is just a vague inkling, I'm inclined to believe that if you find something unsatisfying about the truth, you're still holding on to something that is an untruth. It just means you haven't fully reconciled it yet. There's something clashing that you're holding on to that isn't real, that you're trying to force the truth through, but it doesn't mesh. And so there's pain. Once you've found a way to accept things and harmonize them with the rest of the things that you've accepted, even if those things are still unpleasant or painful, they fit. They're not something so terrifying that you are tempted to try to rewrite the rules of reality itself. I really like Ozzy's model, or what I understand of it. It's funny because at least in terms of the translation, he mentions faith in a negative light, right? Like if you're not doing this sort of rigorous process and just proving what you already believe, that's just faith. But then the more positive things he's describing here, I think actually are what I would consider to be the beautiful role that faith plays with the whole passing the torch thing. Because the truth is, like, you actually just don't know. I think we're more intuitively drawn to thinking about effect, you know, or result as the reward, you know, as the point. And for good reason, because, like, you know, we live in the world and we need tangible, real things, and we want good things to happen. But I think in terms of our perception, and just given the natural limitations of what we are in our lifespans, we just won't know. You know, we just don't know what the total net legacy of our lives is in the ripple of time. But there's another model for prioritizing it, or it's not mutually exclusive, so it's another aspect of thinking about it. Instead of thinking about the results or the consequences, being a little bit more process focused about oneself and like making it values based, you know, like trying to do the best you can, being as good of a person as you know you can be despite how flawed that inevitably will turn out to be, or however many mistakes you're guaranteed to make. Just always trying to keep that ideal in front of you and then doing your best to match it, even if that's imperfect. And that's really cool because that can be its own judge of goodness. It doesn't really necessarily need to work out in the way you hope it will. You don't even really necessarily know what the best way it can work out is. I mean, I think that's part of Oxy's point, right? Like, it takes all these elements. There's the person who really believes, is a true believer, and then there's the heretic who comes along and just rips it to shreds. And that's awful for what we want, but that may be ultimately a service in like the great iteration of ideas that is discovery. At a grand humanity scale, a lot of the things we believe to be true will later be thought to be ridiculous by people who come after us. And I mean, even on a very local, remote level, everyone knows that there's some things we think we want that actually are terrible for us. There's some things we think will be terrible for us that actually turn out to be great for us. That ability to have that full scope of understanding, that's not human, that's God. But we can evaluate sort of our actions on a moment-to-moment, day-to-day basis, right? Like, was that in accordance with my conscience? I don't really like how that felt when I did that. Is that really what I want to be? I actually feel really inspired by this thing, you know, or I feel very fulfilled in this endeavor. How can I do more of that, etc.? That is something like you reaching your highest self, right? And so you're being the best you in the moment that you exist in. And regardless of the individual circumstances we think we're attached to, that probably is the best thing that you can do and probably will lead to the best results that could occur, even if we don't have a conception of what that is. Because like every individual person doing their best will probably lead to what is the best thing for humanity without even needing any one individual to define what that is. And that, I think, is one very nice use of faith, because you do this, you endeavor to be that way, and then you make that your focus, and you have the faith that like, okay, I've done my part, now it's in your hands, and like I wish you the best, you know? No one can take anything away from me in my life.
そうです。そうだ。間違いを永遠の正解だと信じ込むよりましては。
その件については後日また考えよう。
We should think about our survival first, and yeah, I feel like that got in somewhat. He'll think about it. But then he is, you know, he is a thinker.
いろいろとお世話になりました。
I think he's actually a very open-minded person. I think his conscience sort of demands that of him. That's his North Star. Oh no, oh no, I was having such a great time.
どうした？行かないのか？
来た。
They're already here. Yeah, he should have gone much faster. Forget the books, man. How many are there? We're both fighters. But then he killed his friend, and Oxy killed a lot of other people.
おそらく4、5分。
Do we have... I don't even know. Yeah, you can't let it end here, man. Do it for the science. Not for your own
それを
lives.
火に入れてくれ。そしたら地下から逃げろ。
Forget the fire.
私も荷を詰めたら行く。
No, man, this is gonna be the death of him.
さっき言ってた手紙を一通書くっていうのは。
Don't remind him. Is it the same kids?
ちょっと一つ話していいかな。
Time for the pep talk. Remember what we're doing this for. It's for saving society and God.
なんというか私にとって今回の仕
The friends
事
of my
は
daughters.
特別なんだ。
I need their fingernails. I guess he doesn't know.
とても妙な気分だ。
I still don't know if he would care, but
ぶち切れてる。
usually it's just business. But now the murder is personal.
今日から教会へ届く手紙は全て検閲されるだろう。だから手紙をかけても地下通路を
Okay,
通って
that's
教会
fine.
に置いてかなきゃならんが。
Deal with it later. Yes, don't talk talking either. That's right. Get moving. Oh my god. Do you want to live?
それを捨てたとしても、彼らが来るまでたった5分
Now
し
you
か
have like 2.
は？
仮に何分あったら安心して逃げられますか？
そんなのは無意味な過程だ。
何分必要ですか？
Are we just giving up and resigning ourselves here? Oh, we put the whole tunnel and everything. Use the tunnel. Oh, fighting. That's a good point, Oxy.
知る気か。
Maybe he'll keep him busy. Maybe you
わ
go.
かりません。ですが、時間は稼ぎます。
Wow. See, this is the important thing. We're best friends.
彼ら聖職者に剣を向けることになるぞ。
Anyone who comes to kill us just for researching the stars, I don't know. Is that a church I want to belong to? How good are the potlucks, really? What I was trying to tell you, Badeni, is that I'm your best friend.
このままでは2人とも捕まる可能性が高い。だったら、一人でも生き残る道を優先すべきです。
Extremely brave.
これで君はほぼ確実に地獄に落ちる。
This was his biggest fear.
なんで本なんか書くんだって聞かれましたけど。それは、俺が地動説の意味を知ったとき、多分、感動したからです。
It really showed.
そしてそれが日に日に強くなってる。
I like how this started with fear, too.
ちょっと前までは早くこの世を出て天国へ行きたかったけど、今はこの感動を守るために地獄へ行ける。
Wow. I mean, he found something that meant more to him. I think that mostly served as a self-comfort born out of the denial or lack of ability to see anything of real beauty and value on Earth, which he then found. This was the man who was afraid to look up at the stars, at the eyes of judgment. Wow.
君は間違ってる。
Yes, and yet...
さっき自分でしてた話を忘れたのか。他人からの指摘を受け入れるのが重要だと言ってたろう。
That's funny.
しかし、俺は 地動説を信仰してる。
Well, at least he admits it. I mean, it's not about the heliocentrism at all. I don't think he really cares about heliocentrism. I think it's the spark started with his mentor or his colleague, further fostered by Bedeni himself, who is now sort of witnessing the fruits of this. I think the whole star pursuit was symbolic to Oxy. It was just the ability to believe, to look up.
待て神よ救世主は私たちに約束されました私は復活であり
He's actually doing church stuff for once.
すべての罪のほしから解放され永遠の光のうちに迎えられ救われた人々と共に
Wow, beautiful.
立ち上がることができますように
Thank you.
主によって
From Bedeni, you know?
アーメン
It's such a cool moment. Man, I love the relationship, as weird as it is. No one said they had crossbows. That's not fair.
わざわざお出迎えいただけるとは
He's wearing it.
構えて
No, that's not fair. That's cheating.
なぜあんなもののためにここまでする
この世に期待してみたくなったからです。投稿は断ります。話し合いませんか。
各自判断で動く
Oh, man, what a dirtbag. It's actually amazing. He's an absolute beast. Hasn't lost a step. Nah. I've seen your type before. You're not ready for this.
初めてです。
Novak knew
いい
this
震災は回してくれないか
and expected it. You'll be fine. Make sure you stand in front of me.
職務を全うするためにここにいます。
And that you will. That you will.
職務を全うするために重要なのは一人一人の意識だたとえ命を危険にさらしても仕事をする君にその覚悟はあ
I feel like
る
he's gaslighting him into a pawn position.
本当に強いやつってのは殺す覚悟のあるやつなんかじゃない
One who's calm.
死ぬ覚悟のあるやつだ戦場では上辺の技術より不細工など根性が勝るつまり君には殺された兄弟のため死ぬ覚悟があるか
I see the distinction. Yeah, different question. No, you don't have. That's not what I was expecting at all. I didn't expect running and screaming. Oh my god! That was wild. Never saw that coming. Anyway, this is what it was always going to come down to. And they had a little short
死ぬ覚悟ない
fight
でしょ
before, and Oxy came
それを
away,
今から確かめます。
saying he was very strong. Good lord. Who knew astrology could be so violent? I suspect there's going to be more to this. I don't think the Oxy and Bedeni thing has reached its full conclusion. But that said, I love their conversation. It's one of my favorite things of the show so far. Because there's just so much coming through. I mean, it's not even really about the heliocentrism anymore, right? There's something much higher at stake, it feels. I think Oxy has a very nice human touch, which again, was sort of wild for what he used to do for his line of work. But, you know, we'll chalk that up to him just being totally checked out and being asleep in a certain sense. Telling himself that it was all meaningless, right? This is just a garbage life that you have to get through to get to the next one. And there's no stakes in the meantime. But he has a real heart. And I think what was coming through there was a lot more than just like scientific research, but first love for Bedeni, who he's come to really respect and appreciate and who has done a lot for him in his way. But then like bigger picture for humanity as a whole and putting faith in the future and doing your best and being okay with things being flawed and wrong, which has been a big part of this arc, and how that's not the end of the world like it seems like it is. And that doesn't speak to the fact that perfection isn't possible, that there isn't beauty, or that things are meaningless. It's just part of the overall process and something that we have to deal with. And it seems like he's found some real beauty. And I think the evidence of that is that he's willing to risk the thing he was once so terrified of, to stare down his own death right in the face.